Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Well, Ojinika is back. Okpe. Well, it's good to have you back, Ojinika. It's now time for what's trending around the world on the morning show. Jinx.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. I am so happy to see you. I'm so happy to see you, Tundu. Good morning, Rufai.
Morning, Oki. Good to see you. So happy.
It's good to be back. Well, good morning to you, viewers. Here are some of the stories that are trending across the globe. In the United States, President Joe Biden tested positive for COVID-19 on Thursday and has gone into isolation with mild symptoms. In a video message from a balcony of the White House, the 79-year-old U.S. leader said that he recognizes the pandemic as a national trauma that has killed more than 1 million Americans and gave his assurances that he will be fine.
But I've been double vaccinated, double boosted. Symptoms are mild, and I really appreciate your inquiries and your concerns. But I'm doing well. I'm getting a lot of work done. I'm going to continue to get it done. And in the meantime, thanks for your concern, and keep the faith. It's going to be okay.
In India, 64-year-old Draupadi Murmu from a minority tribe was elected president on Thursday with the backing of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's ruling Hindu Nationalist Party, making her the first person from the marginalized tribal community of Santhal to occupy the top post. Murmu, who is a teacher turned politician, on July 25th will be the second woman to hold the largely ceremonial role as head of the republic when she assumes office. Under sports, Super Falcons striker Asisat Oshoala on Thursday was crowned the 2022 Confederation of African Football Women's Player of the Year. The award is the fifth triumph for the 27-year-old striker, while newly signed Bayern Munich forward Sadio Mane defeated his former Liverpool teammate Mohamed Salah to be crowned the 2022 Men's Player of the Year. Under entertainment, comedian Dave Chappelle, one of America's most successful comedians, on Thursday faced criticism after his live show was canceled over his jokes about transgender people. The First Avenue venue in Minnesota apologized to the public for booking the comedian, who has described trans people as confusing. In a recent Netflix special titled The Closer, the comedian told the audience that gender is a fact and that every human being on earth had to pass through the legs of a woman to be on earth.
Gender is a fact. This is a fact. Every human being in this room, every human being on earth had to pass through the legs of a woman to be on earth. That is a fact.
Finally, BET's latest award-winning artist, Temilade Okpe, popularly known as Tems, has been credited as a songwriter on Grammy Award-winning artist Beyoncé's forthcoming album, Renaissance. The 27-year-old, who recently became the first Nigerian female artist to win the Best International Act category at the 2022 BET Awards, gained international prominence for her role in Essence, a collaborative song with Afrobeats singer Wizkid. Tems was credited alongside a group of songwriters who wrote the 10th track of the Renaissance album, titled Move. Well, before we begin what's trending, Dr. Abati and Tundu, I want to congratulate both of you on a fantastic interview on Atiku Abubakar. Well, Rufai, I wanted your thought on that interview real quick before we begin what's trending.
All right. Once again, great commendations, Dr. Abati and Tundu, my lovely colleagues. You know, there are implications. So when they come back, definitely they do the needful as regards the implications. But for me, I'll put the interview in three parts. The introductory part, you know, where he talked about the crisis in his political party. The middle part, where he sounded off on the economy and the state of the nation. And the ending part, you know, where he pretty much summarized things on the economy. For me, I didn't see a lot of details as regards things he was going to do in the economy. I saw very peripheral, just one-liner surface stuff. I didn't see real details about the issue. I mean, there are pertinent issues in Nigeria. As we speak today, I think it was Tunu that asked a very important question. Do you think we've got a debt or a revenue problem? I think he was supposed to use that question to expatiate on the fact that as it is today, our debt to service ratio is even gone because we are now borrowing to service our debts. That's around 119%. So we have to take more debt to be able to service we have to take more debt to be able to service our hitherto borrowings we have. And nothing was said as regards that. I didn't hear, a definitive stand on that level of fiscal discipline that is needed. I didn't even hear a definitive stand on how we're going to raise the revenue. What are the key sectors that are going to raise the revenue? How are you going to shore up the education potential, which can raise the revenue? Because we forget in a hurry in this country that education is important. And that's why I didn't hear a lot of details when he talked about education. Because ASU is on strike now, nothing has been done, but we fail to realize in a hurry that most of the $18 billion we make from diaspora remittances are mostly made by Nigerians that went to the diaspora, that got Nigerian education, and they use the skill they got from Nigerian education to get jobs in the diaspora, and they are remitting that $18 billion back to the Nigerian economy. So when you look at it, what's the price of education? I'll tell you, the Nigerian professionals in America, in London, the UK, most of the Nigerian doctors you go to meet abroad that got their first degree from University of Ife, University of Ibadan, ABU Zaria and the likes, those are the reward of the education we invested in years. But nobody is saying that. So I didn't see much as regards how the country is going to make revenue. I didn't see much on the possibility of gas. I didn't see much on the possibility of looking for new sectors, the power of technology. I didn't see much. Tech alone can unlock any sector, any economy in the world. I didn't even see much as regards the ideas that will use oil to transition into divestment or into other economies. We didn't see a lot of that. Furthermore, I didn't see a lot of big ideas, as regards the educational sector, a devolution of power. I didn't see details even as regards subsidy removal. Is it going to be phased? Is it going to be, systematic? What are the details? And I think across board, that's what Nigerians just want to know. Don't just tell me you're going to do this. Give me the nitty-gritty. If possible, give me numbers. He talked about job production. He talked about agriculture. That's a zinger. We always hear that. Oh, agriculture will help provide jobs. How many million jobs are you going to produce month on month? In America, we have what we call, farm payroll numbers, where we see how many jobs are being created month on month. Is he going to be printing out job numbers every month so we know how many jobs that we're creating? And any candidate that can't print out job numbers every month is not ready for Nigerians. Because we don't know, the situation is so dire now as we speak in Nigeria that we need to be having a constant hang-on the job numbers month on month as it comes out. So people should not just say, oh, agriculture will mop up a lot of jobs. What is even the quality of job agriculture will provide? I mean, I run a farm. I know agriculture. I have a degree in animal physiology and core anatomy. I know the ecosystem. And I know the areas of agriculture that provides job. My major work, my major experiments, and my project was on semen. I'm a cementologist by training. See, if you bottle semen, animal semen, and sell, it's an ecosystem on its own already. So there are many value chain in agriculture just apart from crop production. There's cryopreservation in agriculture. How to cryopreserve semen and other agricultural materials. That's another ecosystem on its own. So when people say agriculture, what is it? Animal production you're saying the jobs are going to come from, or crop production, or even agric extension? So there are many parts to it. So I didn't hear the details. And I think as they go back, as they do their homework, we want to get the granular detail. There's so much to say, but no time. So I have to come back to Audrey.
Well, all right. Well said, Rufai. All right, well, on today's What's Trending, we shall be revisiting stories from the week that was. But first, let's begin with the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's campaign organization, which on Thursday debunked claims that the clergymen who attended the unveiling ceremony of Kashim Shettima as the vice presidential candidate of the APC are fake clergymen. Well, on Wednesday, a video of men clad in clergy robes at the unveiling ceremony elicited outrage on social media. In the meantime, the Christian Association of Nigeria has disowned the clerics and described them as people who did not have enough time to learn how to wear bishop garments. Well, let's take a look at some videos taken by eyewitnesses alleged to be present at the surrounding venue of the unveiling ceremony.
You see our Lord Bishop flying, flying the bike.
You need to see what is happening here. A Muslim man wearing a father cloth just to go and declare their support for Tinubu. Imagine,
Hey! See the people they put us for trouble for Nigeria. Now they put us for wahala for this country. And now they share money, they do fake bishop. Fake bishop, and now they share money.
Speak to journalists?
No.
Sir?
No.
Why not? Are you scared? No, what I'm saying is, are you scared of talking to Nigerians while you are here? Sir, you two don't have anything to say, sir. Can you tell Nigerians why you are here as Christian leaders?
Christian leaders.
Yes?
We have given it before.
Huh?
We have said it before.
That what happened, sir?
We believe in peace and unity of Nigeria.
Okay. And you believe in Muslim ticket, sir?
Do you believe in that?
I'm a journalist. I'm asking you a question. I deserve an answer.
I'm also a journalist and I'm a Nigerian. So.
Okay, so by being here, you endorse the Muslim ticket, sir?
Sir.
So I'm asking you a question so that you break my phone.
Well, Dr. Abati, before I take your comment, I'll take some tweets. This is from Reno Mockery, who wrote, if Tinubu couldn't organize a successful unveiling of his running mate and had to hire fake Christian bishops, how can he successfully govern Nigeria? Can Nigeria be safe at the hand of a man who desecrates Christianity so wantonly? Nigeria will burn under Tinubu. #table shaker. Well, Nefertiti wrote, Khan should sue presidential candidate of the APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and his running mate, Senator Kashim Shettima, for renting unknown bishops to desecrate the church. No Christian will do this to Muslim Ummah. It is an abomination. While Momo wrote, unknown soldiers, unknown gunmen, unknown thugs, now unknown bishops. Dr. Abati, your comment on this story?
Okay, two sides to this. We've had all the criticisms and the position of the Christian Association of Nigeria. The Christian Association of Nigeria says that, well, all those bishops are unknown to Christendom in Nigeria, and that it is not possible for such a long list of bishops to attend a major event, and the Christian Association of Nigeria will not know them. The chairman of the Kaduna State branch of Christian Association of Nigeria also says they are known and that what was staged was a Nollywood movie. There was a press release by Bayo Ononuga, who speaks for the Bola Tinubu campaign, and he said that these are upcoming bishops. That's a new category, but those who did not believe his statement and his allegation that the social media sensation is the handiwork of the opposition, claim that these are fake pastors, unknown bishops, and all of that. However, one other development in this regard is someone sent me a list of the names of the bishops with their phone numbers, and he says they can be contacted. I have quite a number of them here, about 26, a list sent by the BAT movement. And they include Bishop Samuel Okwara, Bishop Chukwudi Ejime, Bishop Selinya Osegale, Apostle Boniel Sone, Bishop Femi Babalola, and so on and so forth. Well, maybe they are truly upcoming bishops. But what are the issues here? One, the event was about the unveiling of the running mate of the APC presidential candidate. At the end of the day, the major thing that Nigerians are talking about is the fact that the bishops, so-called bishops, attended the event. The focus was not on the main event anymore. It was on the sideshow, that occurred. Now, second, this is also an indication that indeed religion is very important. About a week earlier, the Christian Association of Nigeria had told all its people not to attend the event, just in case. In fact, the Christian Association of Nigeria reportedly rejected an invitation to be part of it. But at the end of the day, Mr. Ononuga tells us that it was an open event, which then means that the idea of a Muslim ticket is something that many Nigerians feel deeply about, feels strongly about. And, it surfaced again on that occasion, despite the confident affirmation by the presidential candidate of the APC that he has made the best choice possible in the circumstance, and despite the president saying that, look, this team is a strong team and he looks forward to handing over to them. I hope that the appropriate lessons will be extracted from this, and everyone will know that, well, no matter what we say about religion, Nigerians are generally sentimental people. They are people driven by what is called in theory the politics of proximity. And as I pointed out yesterday, political leaders from the Southeast did not attend the event. Key APC leaders from the Southeast boycotted the event. Did they do so because of the sensitivity of the religious matter? And then there were protests also at the venue of the unveiling, which is also an indication of the problem. But it looks like, we've gone beyond that. The party is not about to change its ticket. So Nigerians are presented with a fait accompli. And as I've said previously on this subject, we have 18 political parties on the ballot. The beauty of democracy is the fact that you have the right to make a choice. We hope that when this drama, or Nollywood movie, as the chairman of Kaduna Khan calls it, plays out fully, the party and the candidates, will begin to focus on key issues. The other time, some people publish some document saying that was the manifesto of the APC presidential candidate. And this same Mr. Ononuga, who is our colleague, issued a statement saying, no, what was being circulated is not the manifesto of the party. Well, we hope that it won't be too long before the APC comes forward with a properly articulated, well-prepared manifesto in which the party and the candidates can tell us this is what they need to do, they will be doing in specific times. And that will provide us an opportunity, to interrogate the party at the level of ideas, at the level of how, that ticket seeks or intends to move Nigeria forward. But of course, the sentiments will remain and will play a part, I guess, at the polls.
Well said, Dr. Abati. Well, Tundu Abiola, like Dr. Abati has said, the chairman of Kaduna Khan described that event as a Nollywood movie. I was really surprised about the videos. Those videos should be investigated, really. What do you make of those?
Well, when we discussed this previously, I felt that these are really strong allegations that cannot be swept under the carpet. And the APC has responded to a lot of the allegations, but has been quite silent on the issue of those videos. And it's really important that that is addressed, because your average Nigerian on the street took enough interest in seeing those gentlemen in their borrowed garb, as has been alleged, enough to actually make a recording and post the recording. People are sharing that. It has to be addressed. These are really serious allegations about this kind of charade that's been perpetrated on Nigerians. What they were trying to achieve, I believe, whoever had this bright idea on that campaign team, bright being sarcastic, was looking probably for some kind of a visual representation of an acquiescence from Christendom for this Muslim ticket, and assembled this group of people. But the backlash was swift and it was severe. Khan's statement was so strongly worded, and what that statement means, underlying that message, is the fact that Khan is not in support of this ticket. And rather than do the hard work of consultation and gradual persuasion with any luck, instead we have this attempt at a shortcut, which has only eclipsed the event of that day, which was the unveiling of the vice presidential candidate, the running mate to the APC presidential candidate, which is most unfortunate. Dr. Abati was saying that APC should, release that manifesto. I think they should do so sharpish. Now, there have been some names that have been made public of people who were there to sort of counter this allegation that these were just dressed up, hired, what was the phrase? Hired mechanics and artisans. So there was a Bishop Kamoru there, apparently, a Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia, who is APC's governorship candidate in Benue, who was suspended by the diocese in Boko for his participation in politics, which is according to the Code of Canon Law, Section 285, verboten amongst the Catholic clergy, and we've all seen that in the case of Father Mbaka. You're supposed to, stay out of politics. He was suspended at the time he purchased his form to run for governor. So can he rightly be said to be a Catholic priest right now? Is his status, does that still count since he's been suspended? Then there's another gentleman called Pastor Prince Ugokwe, who was named. Rather than having this notion of these are just nameless, faceless people, there's been an attempt to name them. But the specific issue of the videos really should be addressed. It could be such an own goal from the APC, and it's really unnecessary at this point.
Rufai, your comment on this story.
So this has become what I call the Bishop's Gate scandal. And it is very sad and appalling in this country that we have snowballed this conversation from a Muslim ticket now into a Bishop's Gate scandal. And that's why I kept on asking the first time we discussed it, that hope these 30 bishops didn't take the 30 pieces of silver. We know the position of Khan on this. If anybody will represent the Christians in this country, largely it has to be Khan. By extension, Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria. Both organizations said they are not part of this. Anywhere people manufactured bishops from, obviously, I would say it was a manufacturing of bishops. Because I also took the plunge to call those numbers. I did call them.
You did?
I made random calling of those numbers. Some of them even said they're not aware of what is happening. The numbers that were called. And I will encourage Nigerians, if you see the list, just call the numbers for the fun of it. In fact, some of them have had to switch off their phones because of the barrage of calls they are getting. See, I just think this is a distraction. A distraction in poor taste from the issues on ground. The issues on ground are a Muslim ticket that is polarizing Nigerians. And the fact that we are split across religious lines. We cannot deceive ourselves about that. Yes, this is polarizing a lot of people. And they will make their decision at the polls. Nobody needs to get some bishops to come endorse a ticket. These things are not hard and fast. And for the fact that people got a bishop or bishops to come endorse a ticket is an indication that religion does matter. And please, let's be careful in this hanky-panky we play in this country. Because I'm sure that if some people wore a garb or an attire of a Muslim cleric, this will not be the reaction. It will be deeper than this. We have a country that is split along religious lines that at little provocation, we know what happens. The case of Deborah is still there. So please, let's not inflame matters when it comes to religion. Let's be careful. Anybody that has picked a Muslim ticket, that's his choice. Nigerians, if you want it, you say at the polls. If you don't, you say at the polls. I think what is really the problem here, and what we should focus on now, is the fact that we are borrowing money to pay our debt in Nigeria. 119% over the debt to service ratio threshold. Nigeria doesn't have money as we speak. Probabilities are rife that after collecting $6.8 billion in the last 3-4 years from IMF, we might have to go to them soon. Subsidy is killing us. Do you know that the IMF actually predicted that by 2026, we'll be borrowing money to pay our debts? We will have eclipsed the debt to service ceiling, debt to revenue service ceiling by 2026. But the shocking thing now is that, Oji, it is in 2022 already that we're already exceeding that IMF prediction in 2026. And those are the problems of ground for the next president. Yeah. We have problems on ground. We're dire straits vis-a-vis high inflation and high insecurity problem. So let's look forward now.
You hit the nail on the head. You talked about subsidy. Let's take another story on Thursday. The federal government projected an estimated 6.72 trillion naira for the 2023 fiscal period for petrol subsidy payments, raising concerns that if subsidy payments are retained, funds for execution of capital projects at the various ministries, departments, and agencies of the federal government will be adversely affected. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Ahmed, made the disclosure in Abuja during a consultative forum In the same vein, the Minister of State for Budget and Planning, Clem Agba, described the selling of petrol as low as 200 naira as a big problem for Nigeria and said that it was time to end the subsidy regime because it is eating away the country's future.
The cost of production of PMS itself is in the neighborhood of about 600 to 700 naira per liter. Right now, Nigeria is the only country in the world that is selling at about 165 or 200. If you call your friends or brothers in the States or in Europe or in other African countries, you will know that PMS is currently being sold at a range of between 800 to 1,000 naira per liter. I think that the time to remove the subsidy was yesterday. Unfortunately, all those who agree with us in-house that we should remove the subsidy, all the political parties, the governors in the country, the labor unions, NLC, TLC, or TUC, when they come out to the public, they will say, don't remove the subsidy. But behind the scene, they see the books, they understand that it has to be done. But maybe out of lack of patriotism or in order to promote themselves or their parties, they say it's the government that wants to punish the people. So Nigerians really need to decide, because if we must have a future, then subsidy needs to go now. Thank you.
Dr. Abati, I absolutely agree with Minister Clem Agba. What is your take on his story?
Well, first, you know, the Bretton Woods institutions had consistently made it clear that for Nigeria to be able to save money for development purposes, particularly health, education, that subsidy would have to go. Here in Nigeria also, one government after the other talked about how the subsidy regime is clearly unsustainable because it's a drain on the country's resources. So what remains is a political will to do that. But of course, you see the point that President Buhari made in that famous interview he had with Bloomberg, when he said, well, while removal of subsidy may look very good on paper, the danger is that there could be consequences. And the consequences, of course, could be in terms of greater hardship on the people and how to explain it to the people. Now, what we're faced with, the chickens have come home to roost. This is just first quarter report, you know, in this second quarter report in 2022. And we're told that we have spent over 4.7 trillion on fuel alone, on fuel subsidy. By next year, the Minister of Finance, Budget and Planning is projecting that for 2023, we'll be spending up to about 6.7 trillion. Now, when you place all of that in the context of the report that our debt to revenue ratio has gone upside down, then it means that we're in very serious trouble indeed. Now, if your debt is about 119% more than your revenue, and if you look at that revenue that we're talking about, most of the revenue comes from, not from taxes, from VAT, from CTI, company tax, CIT, company income tax, and then you'll find that, look, to raise revenue, you may have to even tax the Nigerian people a lot more. What is the meaning of that? Greater hardship for Nigerians. At a time when, the spot price of crude oil has gone up, most of the time over $100. But that in itself is a curse for Nigeria. We're not making money from, that, if you like, the windfall, the equivalent of a windfall. This should have been a great moment for us. We have gas pipelines, we have gas resources. We've not been able to make any advantage of it. They're looking for gas in Europe. 40% of gas in Europe from, Russia. And now, if Nigeria had, developed its gas resources a little bit more, this would have been an opportunity for us. What we're dealing with, really, is a failure of leadership, is a lack of political will. And you will measure that in terms of greater hardship for the people. Now, the minister whom you referred to, Minister Agba, he defined it at that event. He said there are possible scenarios. One scenario is for us to keep borrowing for wasteful consumption. We've always made this point about we keep borrowing, we keep borrowing. Yes, some economics will say borrowing in itself is not the problem. It is what you do with it. So even if we borrow, we waste whatever we have borrowed. No effect, no translation to the people. Another scenario is if we continue with business as usual. Yes, as predicted, we'll still spend about 6.72 trillion in the year 2023 on subsidy. Then there is the reform scenario, which we're told that if you calculate the 18 months from 2021 that was announced by the federal government for the postponement of the removal of subsidy, then by June next year, you will have spent about 3.6 trillion. Look at those figures. High figures that could have been used for other purposes. And this is why it is important that whoever is going to be the president of Nigeria next year has to begin to work right now to find out, to lay on the table what he would do about this subsidy regime. The experts will tell you that yes, truly it's not sustainable. At some point, it must go. Now we're paying for fuel at about 180 naira per liter. Now, if it is true, as the marketers are saying, that they spend that the true cost is about 500 naira per liter, who is going to pay that 500 naira per liter? So there will be chaos. We'll be on the way to Venezuela. We'll be on the way to Sri Lanka. Nigeria will be on the way to Lebanon. And it will be the cumulative effect of the failure of the political elite and the leadership elite to plan for the future.
Well said, Dr. Bati. Now, let's take some stories from the week that was. We begin with reactions to deliverance videos that surfaced online after Bishop Isaac Idahosa, the vice presidential candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party, was unveiled as a running mate of Rabiu Kwankwaso. The videos began trending because of the bishop's unusual deliverance techniques. Well, let's take a look at one of the videos which showed the bishop hitting his head on the body of his congregants in a move he described as one touch.
One touch. Don't play with this.
Let's take another story. Well, a video of the Minister of Interior, Rabiu rebuffing a Nigerian man who brought out his phone to record him at a restaurant in the United States topped the trend this week after it was shared online. The minister was taking his meal when the Nigerian man accosted him. Rabiu, during the altercation, expressed his dissatisfaction at the man for filming him without his consent. Let's take a look before we come back for a discussion.
Hello. Is it Rabiu? I just said hello and he left. You look like, are you Rabiu? Pardon? Who are you? Who am I? I'm a Nigerian. What do you want? I don't want anything. I saw you. I think I recognize you. Thank you. No. Your Excellency, I have to. If you look at me, right? You can't touch. You can't touch me. It's America. You can't touch this. But you can't touch me. So because you have to tell me this is America. This is not Nigeria. This is not Nigeria. You can't. No, this is not Nigeria. You can't just take my phone. This is America. So you just tell me that this is America. This is a free country. Do you understand? This is a free country. I can do what I like in America. I can do what I want in America. Biden can't tell me that if I want to record Biden. Biden can't tell me that. This is America. If I want to, even Biden, this is a free country. This is not Nigeria. You are alive. Don't touch me. If you touch me, I will sue you. I'm an American. Don't touch me. You can't touch me. This is America. If you touch me, I will sue you.
Well, let's take another story that made headlines this week. A cross-section of Nigerians reacted to the victory of Osun State Governor-elect Ademola Adeleke, including a former senator of Kogi State, Dino Melaye, who in a video that went viral on social media ridiculed the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for losing the state's governorship election, while Melaye in a video stated that he was proud of Adeleke for defeating the incumbent governor, Boyega Oyetola, who he claims was installed by Tinubu. Let's take a look.
The biological cousin of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the outgoing governor of Osun State, lost his election, meaning that Bola Ahmed Tinubu lost his ancestral home, ancestral state, original state, to PDP. Ẹ̀yin kọ́ ló kàn. Ẹ̀yin kọ́ ló kàn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náwó bẹ́ẹ̀ jẹ gbèsè. Ẹ̀yin kọ́ ló kàn. Eléyìí introduction lè rí yẹn o. Adeleke, ìwọ náà burú gan ṣá. Adeleke, you are a wicked man. Ó dẹ̀ gbé gbogbo odidi jagaba. Ó dẹ̀ gbé wọ́n lánú dẹ̀. Ìwọ kò dá. Àṣebọ́sẹ̀ mọ jọjọ. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló mọ ìbò ọkọ̀ ìbò. Adeleke, mo tó àlè ẹ̀dá rẹ̀ 3 kòsà for you. Boza.
Well, after Governor-elect Ademola Adeleke won the Osun State election, videos of his dance moves began trending on social media. Let's take a look at the now dancing Governor-elect's videos, starting from his church Thanksgiving service to celebrate his victory. Unfortunately, we don't have much time to chat on the show today. Well, that's all I have for you on What's Trending today. I'll see you all next week.